Hello, how you doing? This is F1 2018 in Season 2 of the Williams F1 2018 Career Mode Episode 7, where we go to Belgium and Italy, an all-European episode, and we've got some upgrades in as well, and we're ready to put our next power upgrade on. So we've got 3 power upgrades at the start, and then it goes into these efficiency upgrades, but now we go into the power upgrades and get a really good engine, so we can hopefully get a much faster car. But yeah, we're in qualifying now, and I was really struggling around this track at the start. It was a tough track to get used to. I haven't done any practice on it, so straight into qualifying, and it was definitely tough. But this is our first proper lap in qualifying. I think this is going to be the second after lap, then I'm going to show you the whole thing. But yeah, it's very easy to cut the corner, especially around that corner where you've got the left-hander. It's a 7th gear one. That one's pretty tough, because you hit the curb and go too far in, you end up knocking off your car and then going round and spinning off. But if you go too far wide, a tiny bit wide, you get your penalty, so you've got to be very careful here. So going into the final chicane now, braking really hard at the 100-metre board, down into first gear just to get the car rotated properly. And how fast will our first lap be? Not very good really, 1:46, 2 seconds off our teammates. There's loads of room to improve though. This time we're massively up, I think over 2 seconds there on my time. 1.8 seconds bested my time there of my previous time, ahead of my teammate as well, only about 7 or 8 tenths away from the top guys here. We try again then on this next lap in Q1 and go a little bit faster. So, only a tenth away from Vettel. We've got the pace, we just need to be able to use it in the race effectively. But yeah, we go out at the end of the session to make sure we don't use our tyres too much, as these are tyres we'll be using in the race. And unfortunately, we do mess up that corner a little bit. We end up going really wide and don't get the best run onto the straight based on the fact that we lost our back end. But we'll go across the line then, and hopefully it'll be through to Q3. Yes, it will. 6th place for us then. Decent. Very happy with that. And the commentary's done for me there with my engineer. And now we've got 1:49 left. We're in 2nd place. I was like, nah, I couldn't really get much out of the car. I was really struggling. And we finish in 6th place, unfortunately there. Not a top qualifying session there, really. I thought in 2nd place we might have had it. The other guys came in right at the last minute.
You know what? It usually does. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Sergio Perez, Power, Ocon, Ricciardo, Verstappen, and Lance Stroll, Hülkenberg, Hartley, Charles Leclerc and Magnussen, Ericsson, Grosjean, Stoffel van Dorn and Carlos Sainz. Alonso, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid.
Okay, remember to brake early for turn 1 as the pack's gonna bunch up. There's plenty of runoff if things get too close.
Alrighty then, we start as the lights have gone. Hopefully we get a good start now. We will try to use his advice and brake nice and early. We do brake nice and early, but I think we brake a little bit too late actually still, because we get caught behind Bottas. Now that leaves Ocon a chance to go round our inside and get the better exit into overtake. Then can we get him on the next straight? We won't have DRS as it's not the 3rd lap yet. We make sure we lift off a bit around that corner, because it's quite a difficult corner to go around at full speed. it's very easy to lose a car around that corner as well, so we're a bit too cautious, but we have a chance of overtaking now against Ocon, but unfortunately he closes the door. But can we get him around this corner? He just seems to leave us a massive gap and then get out of the way. I don't know what he's doing there, but we get around Ocon now into 6th place in this Grand Prix. Then we go a bit wide around that corner. Now he's got a chance to go around us. This could be very scary. This is incredibly terrifying right now. We nearly get a penalty as well. But now we're in a forced India sandwich, which will be changed to Racing Point in 2019. Now, can we get Perez into the next few corners? But after that mistake, probably not. What happened there? I think we just hit Ocon there, and I think he's out of the race. What was that? I didn't know he was there. He just came on the outside. I did not expect it. Let's look at the replay then. So we have the terrible run into that corner. There's a lot of speed in us, and we just we were there, and he just hit us. That's not my fault. I couldn't even tell he was even there at that point. Then he just came out of nowhere, and then knocked off his right wheel. So he's out of the race, and I'm still in. So luckily, and I've got no damage as well. So that's quite nice. But that was a bit unfortunate. Did not even know he was going to turn up there. But anyway, with Ricciardo putting on the pressure after that mistake before. Actually, you know what? No. Stroll's got ahead of him, so that's taken off the pressure a little bit. But as we get a warning, unfortunately, round the final chicane, and keeping the position now. Stroll nearly puts it up the inside into that corner. That would have been a crash. That would have been a disaster if he'd have gone through with it. But it looks like he's going to let us go, as we've got the pace on him as well. So hopefully he won't put us under too much pressure around this lap. We actually managed to build up a little gap to Stroll actually, after setting the fastest lap of the race at 1:46.6. Not bad at all, as DRS has now been enabled, and we're trying to close onto the back of Perez. And we're coming to the pits then at the end of that lap. Trying not to speed into the pits as well. And not done too bad there actually. Not done too bad at all. So where will we come out then? Hopefully into some clean air. That's what you always want to aim for when you kind of come out of the pits. It's not a bad thing to be quite far back, as long as you've got clean air really. And it looks like we'll have some of it at least. And Ericsson's nowhere to be seen. I don't know what's happened to him in 19th place. But for some reason, I forgot to turn off the pit limiter. So I just go along for 5-10 seconds wondering what's going on here then, We realised that my pit limiter was still on. Anyway, we go and overtake a few cars now who are in the pits. And we hopefully will get some positions here. So we've managed to go into the points now, into 10th place. But I'm sure there's a lot of other cars to also pit as well. We should be into the top so many. As we go around Alonso here, who's quite slow on the straight with his McLaren engine. And we set ourselves another fastest lap. 3/10 faster on these new tyres than our previous fastest lap. Now 6th place, just behind Vettel, which is very, very good. As Vettel and Perez are now battling away quite heavily, we might have a chance at getting ourselves into the next few positions and getting some more points. Can we get Vettel as we're closing in on him right now? Can we get him into this next corner or on the straight before that? We've got a lot of pace in him right now. We're going to inside. We brake very, very hard and just about miss out the braking point and lose a lot of time. We cannot make the corner, and Vettel goes smashing past us on our inside there. But we've got another chance now to overtake Vettel on lap 7. Round that side in 8th gear over 200 miles an hour. And then there's a yellow flag. Oh, what's happened? Oh yes, it's Vettel. So we took all that effort to overtake Vettel, and Vettel is out of the race. Well, that was a waste of time then, wasn't it? What's the point of that then? Look at this. Look at this. What's wrong with his car? Oh yeah, I don't know, his engine, gearbox, something like that. Anyway, he just decides to give up. Brilliant. That was kind of frustrating at the time. If he'd done that 2 laps earlier, he would have been fine. Now, Perez is our next victim hopefully here. But we just miss him a little bit. We cannot get position. Then we've got the 2 Mercedes drivers ahead, and then I think it's Raikkonen. It has to be Raikkonen actually. Looking at the minimap with that red dot, you can see Raikkonen is going to be the car ahead in 1st place, and it's going to be very difficult to get him But can we get Perez into these next few corners? There is a chance, so hopefully we don't knock him out again like we did with his teammate before. That would not be good at all. 3 laps to go. Come on, we can do this. I reckon we can get 2nd place. I think Raikkonen's going to be a tough ask to get him as well. But we'll see into this next corner. Very close once again to Perez, but not close enough to get the overtake completed. But we overtake Perez in the same manner as he overtook his own teammate Ocon. But this time in the next 2 corners, let's try not to take him out. Let's try to be nice to him and not take it, both forcing us out. And as Bottas is now slowing down, that gives us an opportunity for Hamilton to try and get ahead of him. And that costs Bottas more time. We end up getting ahead of him in that corner, so that was nice. Into the podium position now, 3rd place. With 2 laps to go, we're already over 20 seconds ahead of our teammates who we were battling with at the start of the race. We go ahead of Hamilton easily on the straights. Beautiful stuff, beautiful driving. And also we're 2 tenths up from our previous first sector time as well. We are flying right now. Hamilton tries it up the inside. Can we defend well and hold on here? We can just about. Hamilton's really picked up the pace now we've got ahead of him. He'll have DRS into some of these straights as well, making him have a much more powerful car. Anyway, look how close he is. He's so close. He's so close right now, but I think we might be able to hold on and get the 2nd place and get the 18 points in the championship as Raikkonen sets fastest lap. And we come through in 2nd place, getting these 18 championship points. And also, we beat our rival Hamilton.
We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Alright then, 2nd place, lovely jubbly. We're quite a long way off Raikkonen, but it doesn't matter. We're through to the next race then, so we'll be in Italy. And we can put on the upgrade to get a bit more power. It'll only take a week, so next time we race in Italy, we will have the upgrade to be able to put on the car and get some more power on a track which is very good for power. It's a power circuit, definitely. You need the straights, you need the power in your car to take advantage of the straights. So we've got another 1 week upgrade, and then we've got some major upgrades, there's 3 there, then we've got an ultimate upgrade right at the end. Now in qualifying, we're actually making an overtake on our Q1 lap here, and lap 3. We're a couple of laps at the start to kind of get warmed up and practice the track a little bit more, and now it's our real deal lap now in Q1, getting a 120.7. A very competitive lap. And we end up taking that lap through to win in Q1. Now Q2 comes along, Raikkonen sets a 121.1 and we set a 121.3. So the first lap in Q2 isn't that brilliant. We've got some more chances now to get some more laps in. We're already 4 tenths up, but then we end up going across the corner and cutting it. So I don't think at the moment we have enough of a lap time to really survive, but I was kind of in a position where I was like, you know what, 3 minutes to go. The cars behind me aren't that much faster than me. We could easily get this. So I decided to just keep going and hope and pray that we get through to Q3. 7th place, get in there. We do it. But it wasn't the best qualifying session. It kind of knocks my confidence a little bit going into Q3. But anyway, we crash. That's what we do in Q3. But we don't get knocked out. We've got our front wing still to repair. We repair it, and this is going to be our fastest lap, hopefully of the weekend then in Q3. Getting a really good exit around that corner. We set a 120.6 previously in this session. We're now over 2.5 tenths faster than that time going after the first chicane. So, braking just before the 100 metre board, down to 3rd gear, gliding over these 2 corners in the chicane. Now we've got the 2 Lesmos. After the 50 metre board, brake down and shift down to 4th gear. Quickly back up to 5th gear, into 6th and down to 5th round this corner, just touching and just kissing the apex around that last Lesmo. And now we've got a lovely straight now with DRS. Now we're looking for the 100 metre board once again. Just before that, braking down to 5th gear, getting half the car in the curb, losing the car a little bit around that corner, just missing that curb just to make sure you don't lose the car too much. Now 4.5 tenths up on our lap. This could be a 120.2-ish, looking at the times. At a green bit, you brake at the end of that, and down to 4th gear, getting caught on the curb a little bit there, but it doesn't matter too much. Again, getting caught on the edge of the track again, but luckily we don't lose too much time. About 4 tenths up then, and we should be going for a 120.2. And we get pole position in the Italian Grand Prix. So we're on starting on the top of the grid now. Get in there.
Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Räikkönen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. With Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Sergio Perez and Ocon, Stroll, Leclerc, Ricciardo and Max Verstappen, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz and Grosjean, Alonso, Ericsson, Brendan Hartley and Kimi Räikkönen. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Right, starting from pole with a simple strategy. It should not go wrong. Nothing can go wrong now, surely. The lights go out, and we get a terrible start. Amazing. So now we already lose the first position and the second position as Hamilton goes over inside our rival. And then Bottas also goes over inside. We try to defend it, get the better exits. We kind of lose it a little bit, but we've still got the position to a certain extent. We're still alongside him, but he gets past us on the straight there. There's not a lot I can do. I'll go to the outside here. There's more space on the outside. I brake, hit the grass, then end up going into Bottas because I lost the back end after hitting the grass, and then he decides to just back out of it. I don't know what happened to him there, but he just went wide. I don't know what I was doing, what I was playing at. He could have kept the car on the track, but he didn't, and here is the replay. Yeah, so we hit the grass a little bit. That moves over. We hit him, which at the end it was our fault at the end of the day, but it didn't cause too many problems. And then Bottas decides to just go out off the track and just do whatever he wants to do there. I don't know what. I don't know why he did this. He just did this. Oh nope, had enough. Off the track. Anyway, we will look at the replay from Perez's angle. Then you can see I do hit him there, and yeah. Ocon takes full advantage. Now Stroll is behind me as I set the fastest lap of the race at 1:23.0. And a DRS has been enabled. But in third position still in this race. Nothing's really happened over the last couple of laps. But you can see that Vettel and Hamilton are battling ferociously up ahead right now. We've got a chance at really catching up in the next few laps. This is some of the action then. And you can see that Vettel goes up the inside of Hamilton there, taking the position. But they're still side by side after the chicane. And they're going on that straight side by side continuously. It's very, very, very interesting. But then Bottas decides, you know what? I've had enough here. I'm going to drive off the circuit and just, you know, get a breather from the guys behind me. So that was strange. But he tried to go tried to go behind him really and tried to get an opportunity round one of these cars here, but we just can't see it. There's no space on the track for it at the moment, and we go off the track and make a mistake, unfortunately. But if we could just get around one of them, it'll make it a lot easier. But Vettel then is now singled out as he's got a pretty poor exit compared to Hamilton. Maybe on this straight or on the next straight we can overtake him. Braking very hard, very late, just about keeping the car on the track there. And we managed to get into second place then on lap 4, with Hamilton being our next target, our rival. As we're going to box this lap and go into the pits on lap 5 then. We brake very late. Oh, we can't get the car turned around the corner. And because of that, yep, we get a penalty and lose both positions to Hamilton and Vettel. That could not have gone any worse. But we've got 8 laps to go. We can recover from this. We can recover if we try our best. And then this happens further down the grid. So I think that's Hulkenberg there, crashed into the back of Leclerc. And then he goes slow to avoid him. And then Ericsson just comes in and just goes straight into the back of him. I don't know why Hulkenberg slowed down so much there in that situation. He just did for some reason. But we go through into the pits now in Italy. And we come out behind a lot of cars there. But we've got some clean air initially. There's about, what, 7 or 8 cars there, all battling it out around this corner. This is crazy. And unfortunately, we're all driving around at granny speed right now. Trying to get some sort of... I'm trying to get some sort of, you know, gap to go around them. But they just hold me up here massively. Just block the whole circuit so I can't get around them. And then drive around at granny speed. Anyway, we've got a chance at Gasly now. Braking nice and late. Getting around the corner and at least making one position. But we've lost a lot of time. We've lost a hell of a lot of time from the guys up ahead. But not as much as Bottas, starting in, I think it was 3rd or 4th position there. And then now he's in 10th position on the soft compound tyres. We go past Bottas then for the 2nd time in this race. And now we've got Hartley up ahead, who we will hopefully be able to overtake now. But Bottas decides, as soon as I get ahead of him, to start driving fast again. My teammate's now struggling a little bit with his car. That's not going to do our Constructors' Championship very good at all. But now we'll come ahead of these drivers here into 3rd position. Not bad at all then, with 5 laps to go. Can we catch up to the 2 cars ahead and then get a 3-second gap behind them, up to them from ahead, and then hopefully win the race? And at 122.5, 4.89 tenths ahead of our previous time, then setting another fast lap again. Only 3.3 seconds behind Hamilton right now. And looking at this, they're both battling very hard, costing them a lot of time. And that allows us to really creep up to the back of them right now, and hopefully we can get them on the next couple of corners. Just see how much time we've made up in 1 lap alone. We made up 3 seconds in 1 lap. And we overtake both of them here, and I think Vettel tries to come back at us right now. But we've got the move done, and that is that. So, oh no, I'm wrong. Vettel comes back at us. But we have the DRS over Vettel, braking very late, just about getting the car turned in. And we've got the position. We've now got 3 laps to try and get a 3-second gap to the cars behind. And on lap 13, the final lap of the race, with 3.1 seconds ahead of Hamilton. And we come through and we win the race! We are the champions of Italy. We've done it, and now we've got another 25 points and beating our rival once again. This has been a very successful episode.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium. You hit your last team goal. Well done.
Yes, we are.
A nice boost to their development, and it won't hurt when it comes to your next contract review either.
So, 52 points behind in the Drivers' Championship. We've got about, I think, 7 races to go now. There's a chance we can do that, or we can win the championship. But the Constructors, that is a little bit out of our hands because of Stroll just not performing as well as he should be doing. But we can always try and hope that he picks up at the end of the season when we start getting more upgrades in. But, you know, we probably won't get that. But we'll probably get the driver's one if we can really try and work hard at it. So now we get some more upgrades put in the car. We've got enough of the next one. But unfortunately, you got to upgrade the one before that to be able to get the next one. So I have to wait for another week. And then we should be able to get a ignition system engine power upgrade. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of F1 2018 Career Mode. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like and tell me why in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!